everybody out here on YouTube. It is I here with Beautiful Beauty. I'm going to be doing like a finality review of the Naväge. This is something that I have talked about it before. I have reviewed it before. Yeah. Okay. So, excuse me, kitty kitty. I've talked about it before. I've reviewed it before. I will say this, my initial review still stands firm with this product. I will say that I feel it is not powerful enough. I think if the motor was more powerful on it, definitely would be more effective, more efficiently used for somebody like me. I've got crazy bad sinus problems. I had a bad sinus surgery a few years ago that was supposed to fix my sinuses. Obviously, it really made my sinus issues and my sinus problems worse. So I went through a very bad surgery, basically all for nothing, just to get no relief, but in return get worse. So, but anyhow, for me, I need more suction from this device. I need more of that suctioning and siphoning power. I feel if it was stronger, it would definitely be a deal breaker for me. It would definitely be more effective. It would definitely work better for me. That's my top issue with it. Other than that, I had it about, I guess roughly about 2 years ago. I bought it, used it, had it, tried it. I didn't really love the product. I just wasn't feeling it. And I felt also there is a learning curve to the Naväge on learning how to use it. So I eventually sanitized it and gave that away. I gave it away to a friend that wanted to try it. And I really don't know if their results with it were really any better. They couldn't give me that much feedback with it neither. So I don't know if their results were that much better than mine. But the main issue is if it had more suction and it was more powerful, it definitely would work better. And I wish it would. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe someday they will come out with a new, improved, more powerful, an improvised product. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated. I'm not hooked up with a company. I'm not giving the product free to lie to you guys or anything like that. I actually had it, bought it the first time, used it, tried it, wasn't feeling it, sanitized it, gave it away, and then I turned around and rebought it again because I always have crazy bad sinus problems. I just thought, hey, I'm going to buy it again. I'm going to give it another shot. I bought it again. Here I am. I've been using it now for a few months. I will say the second time round of using this product, I do like it better than I initially did the first time, if that makes sense, because I feel like there is a little bit of a learning curve to actually using the product. Once you catch on and, you know, it's all systems go and then you're okay. But I just wish it was more powerful. I know I keep reiterating that like over and over, broken record, but it is what it is. That's my main issue. If it's new and improved someday, I will rebuy it and get me a more powerful one. So maybe the company will do that. I don't know. Who knows, but I'm sure they're not listening to me. You know what I mean? I'm a lifelong sinus problem sufferer. I had sinus surgery. It didn't work. And I felt like I really need something more powerful than the traditional neti pot. So anyhow, and my second issue with this is how to sanitize it. I know I talked about that last time. It's like complaint on how to sanitize it and clean it properly. I will say this time around, I have found better ways to actually cleanse it, sanitize it. I'm a crazy germaphobe and I have to sanitize. And I know you saw my cat walking by earlier, and some of you are going to like complain like you always do, like a last video. Yes, there is a cat walking by. Yes, I cleanse my house. Yes, I sanitize my house. No, I'm not going to put the cat down. He is very medically fragile and he is sick, so he can do what he wants to do. But anyhow, what I'm saying is I have found better ways to sanitize this. This is what I do. Let me show you. Okay, the white part here, you guys, obviously is the motor. This is where you put the pod and then you close down the lid to use it. So this is the motor. I never submerge the motor or get this motor wet or anything like that. What I will do is I will take like a Clorox, a wipe or something like that, and I will wipe off the outside of it and kind of, wipe it down and get it cleansed down. I don't technically soap and water it. I don't submerge it. I don't do anything like that. So this is the first thing I do is separate the motor here. I set the motor aside. I clean the motor. Hello. Yes, there's a cat there. I clean the motor, set it aside, use, like I said, Clorox wipes or Lysol wipes or whatever on that. So boom, that's out of the way. Now I separate the rest of it, like the reservoir here. This is the bottom tank, the bottom part that ends up with all the nastiness. This ends up with the water. This ends up with the nasal pod solution. This ends up with snot, floating boogers, all the disgusting mucus and nastiness that has come, out of your nose full circle. It ends up here in the bottom reservoir that, fits down below the motor like so. But anyhow, this is the part I really focus on cleansing. So when I'm done, I rinse this out with scalding hot water, and I let the hot water just get as hot as it can, and I let the water just run through this and over this for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then after I do that, I dump it out, and then I will put just like liquid dishwashing, detergent in it, whatever I have, Ivory, Dawn, Mrs. Myers, whatever brand I have handy, just dishwashing liquid detergent. Put a few drops of that in there, fill this back up with hot water under the sink and let it bubble and foam over. And I just let that sit there for a few, minutes or whatever. So that's how I kind of pre-cleanse that. Now that's just pre-cleansing. Now I basically do the same thing to the nostril nose piece thing here. This is the nostril nose piece part that separates from the motor, like so. I do basically the same thing. I will get like a glass bowl, like a Pyrex glass bowl, and I will set it down in my sink, and I will soak this with hot water and a few drops of liquid, dishwashing detergent, whatever, same thing, and soak that. And I do the same thing to the rubber nose tip nasal pads. These are the nasal nose tip pads that go on the end of this piece here. I do the same thing. I soak those. And I let those soak for about 20-30 minutes. Basically, that's all I do. And then I rinse them with clear cold water. And then I set them aside like on a paper towel and let them do their thing, and I let them dry. Now, here's the top part that goes over the motor like this, like so. Okay, this is the top part. What I do with this part, I put this part in the dishwasher. I've learned, I don't really know if it's recommended to be dishwasher safe or not. I don't know. I don't care, because obviously it was like, if I roll the dice, if I ruin the product, I ruin the product. I either buy a new one or I cry over, what. I'm just kidding. I don't cry over anything that simplistic, but you know what I mean. So I took the chance, rolled the dice, and the dishwasher cleans this part great. Also, after this is done soaking in the sink, the snotty part that was once very dirty, I put that through the dishwasher as well. So these are the two greenish blue plastic reservoir-like parts. I put these through the dishwasher. Like I said, just to reiterate information, this is the motor part. A Clorox or Lysol wipe, I wipe it down. That's how I cleanse that. I soak these in hot, soapy, soaked up water with dishwashing liquid detergent. Let these soak, rinse them, set aside to dry. But I find that cleaning these two pieces in the dishwasher honestly is a super big time saver. I mean, it's like, it really is like, boom. I save so much time. And because guys, I am busy. I am pathetically busy. I have 3 professional level jobs. I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to do, a short time to get there, and very little time in the day to get everything done. I have 3 professional level jobs. I take care of that. I take care of my huge Doberman. I take care of my sick cat. I take care of a 6'5" man, he's got to have attention too, I take care of my honey, but there's just so many things in the day that I do. And if I could literally take a 20-minute shortcut, a 30-minute shortcut, a 5-minute shortcut, and be able to get a job done, in a sanitary fashion, I'm going to do it. So These two pieces, they do well in the dishwasher, so really well. And I've just kind of found that that cleanses this equipment very nicely, and I'm able to use this device 2 to 3 times a week. Usually I only have time to use it twice a week. Sometimes I'm so busy my head is spinning, I only have time to use it once a week. It just depends, but definitely there's a learning curve with it. I have caught on better to the learning curve the second time of owning this. I like it better. Wish it was more powerful, but I did find a fantastic way to, to cleanse it. And after you take these two pieces out of the dishwasher, just get a tabletop fan or something. Put the tabletop fan on your countertop. Lay down some clean paper towels, put all the stuff on there, and let the fan blow its way to dryness. And that's a really a quick, easy, convenient way as well to dry it. So it is what it is. I like the device better the second time I bought it. Wish it was more powerful. Wish I could tell you more or give you like tips or tricks. I really can't give you too many tips or tricks, other than I will say this. I feel that the learning curve with using this, obviously, definitely keep your mouth open when you use it. Don't close your mouth. If you close your mouth, you're going to swallow down and gulp down water in the back of your throat. So don't close your mouth. Try not to like swallow or anything like that, because when you do, you're just going to suck that water back down. Just stay neutral. Keep your mouth flung open. Breathe. Try not to swallow or try not to close your mouth. That's definitely part of the learning curve. Also, I will say the nasal part here, a lot of trickery is in this. So what I like to do is, let me show you. Let me just put these little nose pads back on here. And this is what I like to do before I use it. And it's just simple. I mean, and sometimes it helps. It makes a little bit of a difference. So I have to use, this comes with two sets of these rubber tip nasal fittings, or whatever you call them, nasal whatever. Nasal plugs, I don't know, whatever you call that. It comes with 2 sets of these. I take the smaller one. I wish there was a set even smaller, because my nose holes, my nostrils are tiny. My nose is pretty small in general, so I wish that they even had a smaller pair than this, but I kind of make do. This is another like reason why I don't think it works as well for me as it could, is because I wish the nose pieces were smaller. But anyhow, I make do with them. So what I like to do is I run these under the sink and I wet them. I get them really wet with water before I attach it here to the motor. And now that they are wet, what happens is you can create like a seal, but like a vacuum seal almost, with the moistened tips between your nose and the device. It helps like suck better, if that makes sense. It kind of seals these nose plugs to your nostrils better with them having been moistened down with water. So that's another little learning curve trick, Now, if you have, I'm going to say this, probably if you have a bigger nose than I do, if you have like, if you have a man-sized nose, okay? If you have a man-sized nose, a bigger nose, bigger nostrils, bigger honker, possibly this would work better for you, but I feel that is a little bit of the issue, is that the nose pads are too big, and if they were smaller, it would work better for me, and if this was more suctioning power, it would work better. Okay, so it is what it is. Happy navaging, happy sinus irrigation, happy neti potting, all that, you know what I mean? Happy nose spraying, happy sinus season. I wish your sinus membranes all the happiness in the world, and I hope you do not get sinus infections. I hope you don't get acute or chronic sinus infections. I wish you the best. I love you. Take care. Bye, beautiful. Bye, guys, and bye, girls.